Hey everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
From the Big Family Homestead, and well, holy smokes, what a year. Okay, here's the story. As the year draws to an end, we kind of started taking stock of where we were a year ago. And we have really gone through a lot of adventures.
To say the least. Oh my goodness.
You know, it's funny. A good friend of mine, and you know who you are when you're watching this. We talk. You know.
Got that?
Got it. They say that like the most stressful times in your life are when you change. You know, if you change jobs, or if you move. Or if there's a marriage, like the big things of life, and like there was like 5 of them, and we did 4 of the 5 this year.
Yeah, no marriages.
No, and no divorces. Hallelujah. But we did like 4 of the 5 major stressors of that test, and the funny thing is, I'm still at peace. I don't know about you. You?
Yeah.
Peaceful?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Peaceful. So we figured we'd go ahead and just kind of unpack this year and try to make you understand a little bit of maybe what you didn't see on the screen, because we have the power of the edit button. And as wacky as our family is, what honestly happens off the screen, let's just say that a lot more happens off the screen than you think.
Yeah, we can't show you everything. I mean,
we do show our mistakes.
We show our mistakes and our successes, but you know there are some that.
Sometimes when you're just like, no, they're not going to react well to that.
Yeah, no.
Like for example, we process chickens. I'll tell you we process chickens, but we're not going to show
it
you.
To you. No.
Because there's a lot of people that lose their nut in whether they don't want to eat meat, or whether they just don't, want to acknowledge the fact that meat does not come from a wrapped cellophane package at a store.
Or the fact that you shouldn't eat it at all, which is
whatever.
Entirely
not the point.
Up to us.
Not the point.
Yeah, not the point.
So the point is, a lot has happened, and we figured we would try to take you along this adventure in a recap. Like best of video, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
So a year ago, baby, where were we?
Well, a year ago we were in Ohio. We were homesteading. We had a Dexter cow, which is a mini cow. She was only about 500 pounds. And
I could wrestle her.
A few goats and chickens.
I wrestled
rabbits, and all on 1 acre. And now
1 acre. Hold on. We got to go through this chronologically, baby.
Well, you said
skipped a year.
You said where were we a year ago?
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
That's where we were a year ago.
But the rabbits, we intended on raising the rabbits for meat, but we never did.
No, we sold them all to the local feed store.
Yep. So as fast as they would get their rabbit on, we would be able to sell them. They'd be like, oh, and we'd be like, here.
Anyway.
That's a technical term. I don't expect the uninitiated to understand.
Oh, goodness.
So, but then the chickens, we were raising the chickens for eggs and meat, and we were doing really well with that.
Yep.
Got an industrial chicken plucker from a friend. That was super cool. And let's see, what else were we doing? We did the bees. We had bees. Honey, yeah, of course. That's kind of what started everything off.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And then we had our Dexter cow for milk, and our goats for milk and cheese, and
the garden.
And the garden, yeah.
And fruit trees. There were
20. We had 20 fruit trees.
And here's a funny little side thing. We've kind of come to the conclusion that when we plant fruit trees, it's the kiss of death. We're going to have to move out of that house real fast.
We're not planting fruit trees anytime soon.
Because every time, the last 3 homes we've had, we're like, you know what? We really need to have an orchard.
We need to start the orchard now, because the age-old saying that, was it Benjamin Franklin?
Oh, I don't know.
When's the best time to plant a fruit tree?
5 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah, whatever.
What's the next best time to plant a fruit tree?
Tomorrow.
Today.
I'll get to it tomorrow.
Knock it off.
No. So
Anyway.
it just seems funny that it's a kiss of death that when we would plant fruit trees, it's like, oh, gotta sell this house.
We're not planting fruit trees. Maybe some berry bushes.
Pineapple trees. Okay.
I'm pretty sure those won't grow here.
And they're not on trees.
They're not on trees.
So
Knock it off.
we were pretty much on the road to self-sufficiency on a small property.
Then there was the kiss of death.
We planted trees.
Okay, well then that's the case because we planted the trees actually as we moved into that house 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that would have been the kiss of death.
Rolling. It started the ball rolling. No, but what happened was we were doing really well. And we need to back up because maybe people are new to the channel and don't know that our daughter Grace has special needs, which she was one of the big reasons why we started doing all this self-sufficient stuff anyway, because she eats not with her mouth, but she eats through a G-tube. Food is pumped straight into her belly, and that's a long story that we won't get into right now.
No.
But we wanted the most raw food that we could get for her. So had to get a cow, had to get goats. Oh, we forgot about the goats. We had goats too.
Said goats.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
A couple times.
So we've got all this going. And things are going good. We're on YouTube. And we're showing you guys how to, all of the stuff we were doing. Everything from how to make soap to homemade
lip balms,
cleaners like cleansers and
bread and recipes and just all the stuff that we do.
And before this year, our YouTube channel was largely how to do, like blah blah blah.
Right.
And it's kind of shifted into some how to, some cooking, and some vlog now. But back then it was basically here's how we do this. Da 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 da.
Right.
But then, dun, 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 the letter came.
Yeah, we got the letter.
What letter, Mama?
We got this letter from the county saying that we were no longer zoned to be able to have agricultural animals.
Cease and desist, or it was how much a day?
It was we had to get rid of all of the animals within 30 days or $500 a day.
A day.
Was going to be the fine.
Now, through that process, which was extremely frustrating
and extremely stressful.
I'm actually kind of feeling a little bit stressed right now just talking
thinking about it. Yeah, I know.
Because it was a nameless, faceless thing that was just saying everything you've been working for, everything that you've gotten done, forget it.
Yeah.
Or get out.
It's that, the carpet being yanked out from underneath you. And
it would take somebody very strong to yank a carpet out from underneath me. Very strong. Yeah. Indeed. Like, maybe a professional wrestler. They could do it. So anyway, so this is actually a funny thing. For those of you who don't know me, I manage stress with humor.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, when something's really tense going on, I'm either going to cry or I'll laugh.
Yeah, he'll make a joke at a very intense moment of a movie. He'll make some crack.
Yeah.
And just...
But anyway, so we started trying to figure out what was going on. However, to be fair, we had not been listening to what we were really, really feeling we should do. Here's the thing. For a long time up to that point, we both had felt like God wanted us to do something on a bigger scale in terms of the homesteading, the preparedness, and we were kind of ignoring it.
Yeah. We were being led to expand what we were wanting, what we were doing. And
truth be told, we were kind of going, but I want to stay here. This is easy and manageable, and we've got everything we need. Yeah. And he was going,
no.
Remember me? I'm the guy in the chair and the stuff and the things, and you're not going to listen to me? Okay, well, I'll give you what you want.
Stuff and the yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, God was gently moving us in the direction that we wanted ultimately to go, and he wanted us to go, but we hit a sticking point there.
Yeah. Well, we had started to develop roots there, and friends, and church, and things like that.
Well, that's a whole other thing there. Church, but we won't go there right now. I used to work at a church in Cincinnati for a long time, 8 years, and I'm not going to get into why we left, but let's just say that it was not pleasant.
No. Anyway.
But we left. I was not like fired or anything like that.
No, we left.
But anyway, forget about that. So the letter comes, and we at first were very angry. Very angry, like, who sold us out, and how we went and looked, and when we bought the house, the zoning was fine.
Right.
The zoning laws changed, and we didn't know.
Right.
And so now we're faced with the very real, hey, get rid of everything or leave.
Well, and we invested so much time and money and energy into getting our place the way we liked it, and
it was gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
It was completely gut-wrenching.
We had an amazing turn with that devastating news.
Well, it was a realization.
Well, no, not just that, but yes, the realization that
we need to go.
We need to move, and
we need to be obedient.
Right, and move on into a larger place where we can actually do this without anybody squawking or saying anything about how many cows or even the fact that we have cows.
Yeah, and so we came to the realization that, okay, God, we'll do what you want. And we started looking. We looked for weeks and weeks and weeks. We spent hours every day on
Realtor and
Zillow
Craigslist and
looking for any place.
Driving around.
Because the funny thing is, you may not believe this, but a person on YouTube does not really make that much money unless you're a big star.
Right.
And so banks not really interested too much in giving you a 30-year mortgage because you're a YouTube guy.
Right, because that's a stable income.
Yeah. Oh, we need to back up because we forgot to tell them about how we started actually making okay money.
Well, yeah, in February last year, a friend of ours, Bill Barry at Empty Hammock,
who's Bill's son
at Tiny House Prepper, had said, "Hey, you might want to check this stuff out." So we talked to Bill, and
he introduced us to Thrive Life Foods.
Yeah, we were very skeptical at first.
Didn't want to do it.
Oh man.
He sent us some stuff, and he just no strings attached. He was like, "Look,
Try
if you don't like it, fine.
Right.
Be blessed."
Right.
But we got this stuff, and we were just blown away. How the quality and 25-year shelf life, and so as prepper steaders, they had our ear.
Oh my! Because to take a number 10 can of blueberries and freeze dry them,
it made no sense to buy a freeze dryer. But
no.
To get the story back on track. Right. We had started that in February of last year, and the first month we made like $200, and then it became $400, and then it became $600, and very quickly, we replaced my whole salary, and her whole salary
from when he worked at the church,
and it was like, whoa,
right,
because it was so stunning and quick that I was just like, is this sustainable? And it kept going. And so now fast forward, we're doing all that, and now fast forward back to the time when we realize now we got to get out. We're searching for a house. We cannot find a house, but it doesn't matter unless we can find, a deal. Somebody is wanting to do a buy here, pay here, or lease purchase, or something flexible, because the bank doesn't care that you're making money. They just want their money.
Well, and
they want stability.
They need to see a record of stability.
So at that point, we are now consigned to, we're getting out, we just don't know where, and we put our house up for sale before we even knew where we were going.
Yep. Because we needed to be able to get the ball rolling.
And we were 100% convinced that God was leading us in the direction that we were now, okay, it was like we were a bunch of kittens running around, now it's like, boom, lockstep. And we knew, okay, this place is not it. He's going to provide because he's told us to go.
Right.
And so we put our house up for sale and...
well, it didn't sell right away. It didn't sell right away.
Didn't. No.
No. No.
2 weeks. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because we didn't list it with a real estate agent.
No, we had it for sale by owner.
We stuck a sign out.
We had it up for sale for a month. And then we had some folks come to the door.
It was a month?
It was a month.
Well, okay, that's still short.
Still very short. Yeah.
Whatever. So, but what was crazy about it was we didn't really do any advertising. Nothing. Sign out in front of the yard.
Sign out in front of the yard and on Craigslist.
And then one night, it was just about like twilight, we got a knock on the door, and this couple was there, and they just wanted to know about the house, if we had like a sheet. Like, do you have a sheet on the house? Is it still for sale? And, well, I just said, well, if you guys want, you can come on in and look around. And they're like, no. These are super nice people.
Yeah, we're like, no, you're here, just come on in. It's no problem at all. So
the next day we had an offer.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You know, when you're really honestly trying to follow the will of God, things miraculously just go shake. If it's what he wants you to do, he's going to make it happen.
It will just fall into place.
Yeah, so part 1, there's part 1. Now the adventure really begins. We're going to tell you part 2 tomorrow. So, hope you like it. I'm Brad.
I'm Christa.
You guys have an amazing day.